Hey there, welcome to the Six Figure Chicks podcast. I have an amazing guest here, Carey Conley, who is a vision expert, speaker, author, and coach who helps countless entrepreneurs and professionals get crystal clear on their purpose and path. Carey, I want to say, and to all listeners, you were actually my first business coach. You helped shape my mindset and my journey. And I can't wait to hear from all of your wisdom and expertise today. So thank you for joining us.
You probably quote me at this point, Mel. I mean, you heard me talk so much, right? You could be Carey Conley.
Yes. I've created your slide decks enough.
Correct. Exactly.
But it's amazing. Every time I listen to you, I do get some new nugget of information. Like, I catch up on a different word or the way you say it.
Well, I appreciate that. And I'm honored to be a part of your journey, Mel. What you're doing is...
Thank you. And, you are a pivotal part to all of my success. And most importantly, to the Six Figure Chicks growth, which, fun fact, Carey, you were an author in the very first Six Figure Chicks book. So you're a part of the movement from day one. And we'll kind of circle back to that in a little bit. But I really want to get down to like the real story of Carey Conley, kind of what your roadblocks were, because we talk a lot about like successes and the things you should do and can do. But we all hit the moments of like wondering if we're going to keep going. Do we want to? Okay, so let's talk about the real story, Carey. We have all hit that moment of wondering if we're going to keep going, if we want to keep going. So I want to ask you, what was one of the biggest roadblocks that you've faced and overcome along your journey?
Well, my first entrepreneurial gig, so to speak, was in the industry of network marketing with a company called Arbonne, which most women know. And this was the very early 90s. And in that time frame, network marketing was pretty taboo, right? Especially in my world where we were all taught to go to college, get a good degree, get a good job, and just work your way up the ranks. And so when I unplugged from that to start selling lipstick, all of my family and friends, including, unfortunately, my husband, thought I was crazy. So there was a lot of not like big, let's cheer you on and go girl, right? There was a lot of doing. So I had to really put on the blinders and stick to my vision and just understand that, they just didn't understand. They couldn't see what I saw, Mel. And it was okay. I just needed to prove them wrong. So that was a big driving force for me, was to just be really successful at it.
Awesome. And so thinking back to that time, did that play a key role in, who you are today, like your big push on your visions with the people that you teach?
Yeah, with everything. Because my vision, I had written it a few years prior to me starting this business, Mel. I got really, really clear on what I wanted my life to look like. Life, where we were living, what kind of mom I wanted to be. I knew at that point that I wanted to unplug from the 9-to-5 and work from home because we were going to start a family. I just didn't know what it was going to be yet.
Yeah.
So as I got that clarity on the vision, it was so powerful to me that when I stepped into doing my business, it was the driving force behind everything. All the rejection, all the people that were telling me I was crazy, the people who quit on me along the way, when there was a lot of that. It really became the thing that no matter what was happening that day, even in my personal life, did not stop me. I was still able to keep moving forward and keep doing what I knew to do so that I could get to the level of success that I wanted to reach. So it was like air to breathe, basically. It just kept me going.
I love that. And so, like, with that said, though, I mean, looking back on your younger self, what one piece of advice would you be able to give to yourself during that time?
I grew up wanting to be, I was always kind of a visionary. Mel, I had my first diary, and I wrote in there a lot of what I wanted my life to look like. I wanted to be an actress and a singer. My family thought that was super cute. And it came to all the little variety shows that I sang at in high school. But the message was clear that I was not going down that path, that I was going to go to college, get a degree, and get a good job. And so looking back at that creative little girl, I probably would have told her, listen, stick to what you know and inside, listen to your gut.
Mm.
Would not have been the easier path, of course, and who knows if I would have made it, but I went a different direction, got married out of college to my high school sweetheart, and away I went, and it all turned out great. I have no regrets, but I do think that I've lost a lot of my creative side because of that.
Yeah, no, I get it. And I just got goosebumps thinking about that because all too often, the younger generation, like I think when I was young, I didn't know these things. I didn't know that I could follow my passions or how to even tap into those passions. And it's so well said. Like if we could all follow our dreams or something along those lines with the help from others and the knowledge and expertise with mentorship and coaching available to young women, how different our paths would be, right?
Yeah, and not losing ourselves in the mix. Now I'm in my 60s now. So for me to resurface that creative side and to allow myself to do that after following a path, for so long, it's a little bit more challenging. And I'm happy that our culture is changing with that, with our kids around that, that they're being really encouraged to, we have a long way to go in improving on this, but definitely seeing some improvement in talking to kids about understanding their feelings, following their heart, supporting them a little bit more in that.
Yeah, most definitely. What's the one exercise that our listeners can take from you on your crystal clear vision to help them with their business or life? It's all intertwined.
Yeah. So I've taught this to thousands of people, as you know, Mel, as when I do a vision workshop, I get people to get out a piece of paper or a journal. I'm a big believer in handwriting this out.
Yeah.
Date it at the top as if it's 3 years from that day. And then write how old you will be and how old all your family members will be. Because time and aging is non-negotiable. And so I get people to write, like I did, as if it's 3 years out, what they envision their life to look like in great detail, as much detail as they can give it. Because in that exercise, it will help them determine, what their true passion is, what their path might be, especially if they're trying to make some decisions with regards to which way to go. And it also helps them define their purpose a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I love that. And being able to, share your story through writing, I'm sure has been such a healing component to your success, your personal and professional growth. Would you recommend authorship to other business owners as a way to grow their visibility and credibility?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been in several books, I have 2 of my own. It just, people love stories. And me telling facts about here's how you write your vision and here's why you write your vision, that's all great. And that exercise, I've done it, like I said, for many, many years now, and it still applies, Mel.
Yeah.
But when I am able to tell a little bit more about my story and what I've been through books, through speaking, it just adds a lot more impact.
Yeah, most definitely. I was just talking about that today on a video that I did. I love saying this, but stories are sticky. It sticks to you. People want to relate to somebody like them that has a story instead of a service or a product. I always say people buy you before they buy your service or product.
That's absolutely, because of my story. I've been through a lot. As you know, I've become a mental health advocate because I've lost both my husband and my son over the past 10 years to suicide. And I'm more passionate about people having vision now than I've ever had before because of that. And when I share that with people, I don't do it from a shock factor, Mel. I do it from an understanding that I understand you're going through stuff. And here's why I know having a really powerful vision works.
Yeah, exactly. And, that's so powerful. And that's what people want to know more about. They see that and they're like, okay, tell me more. How can I, reach those levels of, personal success and professional success. So let's kind of turn it around and do a little fun time. So I want to know, because I don't know this about you, what's like one non-negotiable daily habit that contributes to your success?
I am really, really good with time blocking.
Mm-hmm.
Really good about looking at my day, picking out the top 3 things that are most important, blocking it in the day and sticking to it. It's how I built my first business with babies at home and a traveling husband. I learned to time block really well.
Yeah.
To the extent that, if my mother called, during my work block, I wouldn't deviate unless it was an emergency. And I think a lot of people, especially people who can't feel time pass, Mel, like they can't feel an hour go by, typically really creative people. I teach them that, if you want to really run a business successfully and a life successfully, time blocking is crucial. You've got to learn how to use the best use of your time, every 60 minutes, every 90 minutes, whatever that looks like.
Yeah, that's great advice. I'd like to take a deeper dive into that because like I block my time out. I color code it. I have, hard stops and things that I can't move. So what would you tell the listeners for that if they're like, okay, I'm going to block out my next week? What happens when you cannot, or you run out of time, you're not able to keep to a commitment or a schedule?
Give me an
Like, so
example.
if I had, a meeting with Carey at 5:00 and my previous meeting ran over, or I have, I'm gym time that's Monday through Friday and my meetings run into that time and I can't do it. Do I just push it off to the next day, or what would you say?
I go with what's the most priority.
Mm-hmm.
And if right now health is at the top of the list, I make sure that I stick to that as much as possible. There's going to be the occasional meetings that run over, right?
Yeah.
Then I would take a look at my schedule and go, okay, I'm squeezing too much in here.
Mm-hmm.
What needs to go? How can I adjust this so that this doesn't keep happening if it does?
Yeah.
Right? Because sometimes we put too much on our plate and we're just squeezing it in a little too tight and not leaving any wiggle room for these kind of things.
Yeah, no, I like that. Make sure you have wiggle room in your calendars. Especially as female entrepreneurs or, professionals, we tend to wear a lot of hats, if not all of them. And, that's usually how we start out and we continue that way until we just cannot do that anymore. We need to delegate, which I know you drink the juice and, you delegate as much as you can to the people that support you in your business growth.
And that I like that you're touching on delegating, Mel, because I don't think most entrepreneurs are really good at this, especially in the beginning, because they don't feel like they can pass it off, either because they've got to pay for it or because they want control of it. I am somebody that I love delegating. If there's somebody else that does this better, please take it. Because I just want to stay doing what I do best. And if I do what I do best and I pass off everything else, we all win.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm living proof of that, having an executive virtual assistant company, that's thriving now. And it's only grown even more so with me stepping back.
Right.
And, not being in the business, but being more on it, above it, working, and making sure that I just have, a fantastic team behind me. And, I'm like, I hear, like I say what I have heard for many years from my clients. I'm like, I have this weight lifted off my shoulders of like, I can breathe now.
Yes. And, again, then you go, there's periods of that you're going to be out of balance for a little while.
Yeah.
I just pulled off a 5-day virtual event with 75 speakers. 90 days of a little out of balance. But you know what? We knew that going into it. And so we just merged as a team and leaned on each other really heavily. And now we're on the other side of it. And it turned out exactly how I had hoped. So there's short periods of time, but it shouldn't be like that all the time.
Yeah, no. Did you take yourself on a vacation after that summit?
That is on the top of the to-do list right now, Mel.
That's a non-negotiable in 30, 60, 90 days.
Yeah, I am way overdue. So yeah. And I'm usually pretty good about that. I just have to find my pals to go with me.
Yeah. Well, definitely. I'm sure you'll have a number of people listening that will be like, yes, let's hang out with Carey Conley on the beach somewhere. How can they get a hold of you if they'd like to be your bathing buddy in the sand?
Well, my website is usually the best place to go. You can find everything there. It's just careyconley.com. I'm all over Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, all the things. Right.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. I love it. And I love you so very much. I'm so grateful for you in my life.
Grateful for you and your team and your staff and everything you're doing, Mel. It's an honor to be a part of your journey.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. Until next time, keep pushing, keep growing, and remember, together we rise.